Does anybody that makes YouTube videos anymore, are you taking personal responsibility for yourself? Why do a lot of you people who make content, I'm not talking about all of you, but I'm talking about, and you know who they are, a lot of you out there, especially in certain genres, a lot of the hobos out there. Why do you not take personal responsibility in your life? Why do you think, for some reason, that just because you walk around holding your little camera with your fake cheesy smiles and you go out and you film everything thinking that this is the most wonderful thing on earth, why do you think that we need to support you? Now, I realize you're on YouTube and you want to make a few bucks, and that's fine. But why do you have to go beyond those boundaries? Why do you have to treat YouTube like this is some kind of social service office? Why? Why can't you take care of yourself? If you can't take care of yourself, why don't you do something else other than YouTube where you can take care of yourself? You have to understand, people, YouTube is not a welfare office. It's really not. And I'll tell you something else that may shock you. It is not up to people like me or anybody else who's on Social Security or who works and who draws a paycheck, who was really responsible in life and who is responsible in life to pay for you. A lot of you, you always have a sad sack story, don't you? You always got, a sad sack story. It's never to the point. I mean, I'm even hearing people all over saying stuff like, I don't want your prayers. I don't want your well wishes. I need your money. I need your money. You owe me. Why? Because I have a camera and I'm out here telling you what you need to do. But yet you're sitting there making videos telling us what to do, and you can't even take care of yourself. But yet you're going to tell us that we need to stop doing what we're doing, which is successful, and you want us to drop everything to go out and do what you do so we can be failures. Are you hearing me? I think what gets to me more than anything is why do you support these channels that they're literally, they act like they're helpless. They're not helpless. It's like they're professional BS artists and you're falling for it because you have a good heart. You're emptying your bank account and your wallet, as I say, and you're putting it into theirs. You are rewarding their lazy behavior. I hate to say this, and there's so many channels that do this now. I don't get it. Now, I'm not trying to say this is how YouTube should be operated, but I really believe that a person should be able to turn on their camera, look into the lens, and talk. If you want to have edits, that's fine. If you want to have decent lighting, that's fine. If you need help with design and all that, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you turning on the camera like I do and just talk. It's okay not to be professional. I don't want to be Walter Cronkite or like a Hollywood scripted production, with cinematography. I don't. I just want to get on here and talk to you. Now, no, I'm never going to be a big shot on YouTube, and that's not my goal. That's not why I'm here doing this. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not here to do. I am not here to tell you to stop and quit what you're doing and start doing what I'm doing. And that's what a lot of these people do on YouTube. And they act like we are entitled to help them. Actually, they're the ones who feel they are entitled, but they expect us to pay their way. But anyway, I'm changing subjects. It's getting to a point now where they are so lazy. They're so lazy that they can't even be creative enough to make a YouTube video. So you know what they do now? You know what they're doing now? I'm sure you do because you probably watch it and you probably support these people. They're not being content creators, they're being content robbers because what they're doing is they're going to other sources like TikTok or wherever and they are filming. They're taking little clips of what a lot of people are saying and they put all these little clips and that's their YouTube for the day. And in between some of these little clips that the TikTok people are doing, they'll have a little comment, their personal comment, and that makes it legal for them to do it where it's not like a copyright violation. They're so lazy, they can't even make their own videos. They have to go and steal somebody else's work, feature them for what they're saying, and then they have to talk in between segments, maybe 5 seconds, just to make it appear that they have an opinion. You're lazy. I wish YouTube would stop that. Look, if you want to make a video, be creative. Get on here and say your words. Look into the camera. If you have something to say, say it. It doesn't have to be good. Most of my stuff's not good. I just say things to get it off my chest. I come on here because, well, I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy the fellowship with all of you. I really do. Hey, be sure we have a poll question going on. I want to say this so I won't forget. We have a series of poll questions that we've been doing, and I think it's tomorrow or maybe it's the next day. We're going to have one final poll question. And this is about what 1970s band do you think was the best? Now, we've already had 3 poll questions, and tomorrow's going to be the grand finale. That's going to be it. That's going to be our last poll question of this series. And then we're going to have one more poll. We're going to take the winner of all 4 poll questions that you people picked, and we're going to have one final poll question, and we want you to pick out what you think was the best band in the era of the 1970s. And when that's over, we're going to do something else. I think I can see that a lot of you seem to like it. You like to participate, and I really appreciate it. But I wanted to get that in there. But you know, folks, look, getting back to the main thing, I really would, look, now I've joked about this, but I mean, even I, as a content creator, and I'm monetized, I have a little thanks button on my channel. And most people don't even think about the thanks channel. It's kind of like a tip jar. But I don't want you to take money out of your wallet to give it to me. I make money every month. I'm okay. It's really kind. There have been a few of you that have done that. It's not necessary. It was appreciated, but I don't depend on it. I do not depend. Thank God I don't depend on YouTube to make a living. I would starve to death. I really, truly would. But folks, just remember, I beg of you to stop supporting these people. You're not really, in my mind, I don't think you're helping them. I think you're hurting them. You're teaching them and rewarding them for being lazy. You are rewarding them for not, taking personal responsibility for themselves. You're rewarding them for not being self-reliant. Why do you do that? Just because somebody makes a video and they have a dog, that doesn't mean they deserve money. It doesn't mean if you send them money, they're going to give anything to the dog. They're going to probably buy a beer or they're going to buy a hamburger with your money. The dog or the kitty cats or whatever, they're not going to get nothing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. I just felt like saying this stuff, Treat YouTube for what it really is. It's just social media. It's not a welfare office, for God's sake, okay? It's not a welfare office. It's not any kind of social services office either. You know what I mean? We're not a food stamp office here. If you can't support yourself, get off your butt and go get a job. There are jobs out there. I know you don't want to work. I know you want to turn on the camera, talk and act like a blithering moron and get paid for it. And if you don't get enough, you want us to pay for you. That needs to stop, folks. I'm Jimmy Rants, and I think you know I'm right.